The Apple attraction at Innoventions will feature Apple's state-of-the-art computing technologies across a wide range of what Apple Computer does. The technologies and the products and the concepts that are being displayed or on display at Innoventions will demonstrate some very clear, concise steps to take you from the thought process to making the thought become more of a reality, to using the tools to actually walk through the logical process of making something come true from something you just thought up.
Ideas themselves are often lost as you work through your average day, and technology can play a role not only in helping spark new ideas, but helping you capture them. For example, with the Newton, you can jot it as it occurs to you, and you can explore your ideas in a whole new way. And ultimately, the computers and the technologies that Apple is creating will allow you to visualize your idea into expression.
Visitors at the Innoventions SEGA display are really going to see the future from SEGA.
The SEGA exhibit at Innoventions will be overwhelming. I think that people will really be amazed at how much there is to see from SEGA. The SEGA exhibit is designed for people who've never played a video game or people who play games every day, all day long. You'll be able to walk in and just start playing anywhere in the booth and have a good time. The SEGA exhibit will be very theatrical. We're spending a lot of money on lighting and special effects to really create the game experience. You walk into the exhibit right into the future area where we'll be showing the very latest games and the very latest technologies. Across the aisle is the arcade area where we're showing the incredible 8-player virtual Formula machine. In that machine, you're sitting in the cockpit of the Formula One car, looking at a huge monitor, wired up fiber optically, 7 of your friends, all racing toward the same checkered flag. It's just an amazing experience. And then there's also an action-adventure area, as well as a kids area, where everything is at a smaller scale, really for 4- and 5-year-olds, to try and get the SEGA experience.
Innoventions is a wonderful opportunity to step into the future, and it's a great opportunity for SEGA to show how we intend to shape the future of interactive entertainment. SEGA!
Participating in this exhibit is part of a long tradition of GE participating in World's Fairs. We were at the World's Fair in 1939, and we were again at the World's Fair in 1964, and at that time, Disney helped us by putting on the Carousel of Progress, which was one of the most memorable exhibits then. And we hope that this exhibit will be very memorable for people visiting today. Each one of our products and services is designed to make people's lives better, more fun, more pleasant.
Featured in the GE exhibit at Innoventions will be magnetic imaging technology. By using a giant magnet, doctors can generate a 3-dimensional map of the inside of a patient's body. The end result provides an image that looks as if you're traveling right through a person's blood vessels.
You no longer hear the phrase exploratory surgery. No longer do we go and look inside a person and try to figure out what their disease is. Now we know, and this has saved an incredible amount of time and pain.
GE will also be introducing a brand new light bulb that uses only 1/3 the energy to produce the same amount of light as a normal incandescent bulb, and it'll last 10 times as long.
The most exciting product in the exhibit right now is the G90 jet engine. This is the largest jet engine ever manufactured, and the reason that's important is it is capable of taking more people further using less energy and making less noise than any machine ever devised before. I think the appeal for most people coming to this exhibit is going to be that they're going to have the opportunity to see how complicated technology works and what goes on behind the scenes to make that technology useful in their lives.
The 1939 World's Fair, as I recall, at least the GM pavilion, was called Highways and Horizons, and it was done at a time when this country largely had secondary roads, many of them mud roads, and the message there was to initiate a national highway system. The same thing was true of the 1964-65 World's Fair, where again we took the approach of trying to cast a hopeful and bright future, and did that in a ride that I understand was extremely successful, one of the must-see attractions.
25 years ago, I guess, you know, we weren't really faced with a lot of the energy conservation modes that we are today. I think we used gasoline. Gasoline was very cheap. We really didn't have much of a conscience for fuel economy. And so Innoventions, I think, with so many people coming through there, it's going to be a great opportunity to educate people about what an electric vehicle might mean to them. The Impact is General Motors' electric vehicle. We call it a zero-emission vehicle, and it means that the car does not pollute any environments. It's a clean car. The whole idea of never having to go to a gas station significantly reduce your maintenance and service. There's no oil to change. There's no exhaust system to wear out. There's no fuel to add to the car. Those kinds of things say you now are going to make your car fueling requirements, which is now charging the car, something you do right in your own home.
But this was a kitchen like none I've seen. Put a card in the slot, and onto the screen pops a picture of just how your dish will look, plus all the ingredients you need to cook.
Everyone has always been interested in how the future home will look. Home is, after all, where we live. In fact, World's Fairs have often featured futuristic houses. Innoventions will carry on the tradition with a walk-through exhibit of a high-tech, state-of-the-art series of rooms where many different companies will display the latest in home innovations. The exhibit will start with a live show featuring an architect, a magician, and several astounding special effects that will introduce you to the latest technology that'll soon be available for your own home.
The home of the future is not going to be cold and intimidating. It's still going to be a warm, inviting, comfortable environment, much like it is today. It's just that you're going to have all this wonderful stuff at your fingertips that you can do.
I am obsessed with gadgets. I love gadgets, whether it's the new pager or the new phone or the new stereo. I think the public is obsessed with it. It's changing very quickly, and I think it's got to be part of what we do at EPCOT Center.